I am Alfonso XII, King of Spain, a monarch who ascended to the throne in a time of turmoil and uncertainty. Born on November 28, 1857, in the royal palace of Madrid, my early years were marked by political upheaval, as my mother, Queen Isabella II, was deposed in 1868. As a child, I was sent into exile, first to France and later to Austria, where I received a rigorous education and developed a deep sense of duty toward my homeland. My story as king began on December 29, 1874, when I was proclaimed the ruler of Spain after the Restoration. The preceding years of the First Spanish Republic had been tumultuous, marked by internal divisions and economic challenges. The people longed for stability, and I vowed to provide it. At just 17 years old, I returned to Spain with hope and determination, fully aware of the challenges that lay ahead. One of my first acts as king was to address the divisions that plagued our nation. Spain was torn between Carlists, who supported an alternative royal lineage, and liberals, who sought greater reforms. I sought to unify these factions through diplomacy and compromise. The 1876 Constitution, which I endorsed, was a significant step in this direction. It established a constitutional monarchy that balanced royal authority with parliamentary governance, creating a framework for modernization while respecting tradition. During my reign, Spain faced numerous challenges. The Third Carlist War, a bloody conflict that had ravaged the northern provinces, was finally brought to an end in 1876. This victory was a turning point, allowing me to focus on rebuilding the nation. Infrastructure projects, including railways and bridges, were initiated to stimulate economic growth and connect the disparate regions of Spain. However, my tenure was not without personal sacrifices. In 1878, I married Maria de las Mercedes, a union celebrated across Spain. Tragically, our happiness was short-lived, as she passed away just 6 months later. This loss deeply affected me, but I drew strength from my responsibility as a monarch. I later married Maria Cristina of Austria, and together we worked to strengthen Spain's ties with Europe. My reign also saw efforts to address colonial unrest. Spain's overseas territories, including Cuba and the Philippines, were sources of both pride and contention. The 10 Years' War in Cuba had left the island in ruins, and I worked toward reconciliation, granting reforms to appease tensions while maintaining Spanish sovereignty. As I look back on my reign, I am proud of the progress we achieved. Spain began to emerge from the shadows of instability and stepped onto the path of modernization. Public education expanded, military reforms were enacted, and the arts flourished under a renewed sense of national identity. Yet, my time as king was cut short. On November 25, 1885, at the age of 27, I succumbed to tuberculosis. My death left Spain grieving, but I hoped that the foundations I laid would endure. I entrusted my legacy to my wife, Maria Cristina, who served as regent for our son, Alfonso XIII. It is my greatest hope that the years of my reign are remembered not only for the struggles we faced but for the resilience and unity we achieved as a nation. As Alfonso XII, I devoted my life to the service of Spain. Through trials and triumphs, I sought to guide my people toward a future of peace, progress, and prosperity. My story is one of a young monarch who believed in the strength of his nation and worked tirelessly to uphold its honor.